third last race for the evening, the men's H, 1,500 metres, followed by the men's I, men's J. So athletes are up on screen. A few familiar names there. We'll check out the PBs in a minute.
Hip number 3, we've got Jerry N. He's the host of the Jerry and Friends podcast. We mentioned him last Vic Milers Club meet. We'll give him another shout out today.
And what's the Jerry and Friends podcast all about?
Just interviews his friends.
Just a bit of this. Is it athletics focused, or is it just a bit of this and that?
Bit of this and that.
Yeah,
all types of athletes.
So it's sport focused.
Yeah, mainly sports.
Jerry and Friends, righto, righto. They'll give me something to listen to on the way home. So 4:36 to 4:47. So the men's races are still relatively tightly bunched. About 10 seconds separating them. And what's that? About 74 seconds per lap. Minute 14, 2 minutes 28, etc., etc. I won't pretend to know that I know all the maths that quickly.
They're already pretty strung out.
They
Glenn
are.
Huntley athletes going for it early on with Jerry sitting in behind him. Trying to figure out which singlet that is in third spot there. Looks a bit like the old Melbourne, but in different colours.
I think that's Camberwell Grammar.
Oh, yeah.
But that doesn't help us. The athlete's name is Billy Swingler. Unattached, there you go.
Maybe it is
CGS.
Oh, yeah.
Caulfield. Oh, Camberwell.
Camberwell
That's
Grammar,
what I said, yeah. Why did I say the letters CGS for Camberwell Grammar School, then second guess myself? Trust in my gut.
Moving nicely. I think that was a 70-second first lap there.
And Will Orchard holding that first possession. Jerry from the Jerry and Friends podcast in second position, right on the inside. Hip number 14, Oliver Burns from Williamstown Athletics Club in third. Max Luke from Collingwood in the mix as well. Our boy from Camberwell Grammar School, unattached. And who is our last athlete in that front pack there? Kane Higchima from Glenn Huntley.
Now, Jerry, he should have an edge on the rest of the field here because he's interviewed so many athletes. He's going to know all the different tactics for different situations. So he's going to be able to put them in place here. To come up with 2 laps to go.
Inside word, you reckon?
Oh, yeah, well, he interviewed some pretty good runners.
Who's the best one he's interviewed?
Oh, well.
Oh, and Ethan Miller down, unfortunately. Get back up, do the Craig Mottram son.
Doug Buckridge is probably the best.
Doug Buckridge, he's pretty quick runner, Doug Buckridge. Unfortunately, he's not racing, Doug. Can't get the inside tactics. He probably would not do too well if he was. Billy Swingler from Camberwell right up there in the mix. But it is still our athlete, Will Orchard, doing it comfortably. Oliver Burns, Williamstown, watch him. Running a little bit wide, but doing so with ease.
We saw a fall just before. That's only the second of the night. That's a pretty solid effort for a meet full of distance runners. Usually there's a bit of argy-bargy, so only 2 falls is a solid effort, but hopefully no one falls over with 500 metres to go in this race because it's starting to heat up. As we can see, a solid pack of about 10 runners, maybe a bit less in this lead pack here as they go through the cane about 3:05, so they're moving nicely.
Which is where they want to be. That's 4:37 pace smack on. Now is Burns, Oliver Burns. He has just been sitting second or third the whole race. Strong last lap. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I reckon he's looking the goods. He was sitting nicely early in the race, and now he's made his move to the front, and it looks like he wants to kick away from the field. But our man, the unattached athlete, Billy Swingler, he's sitting in second, and he's moving nicely. He just needs to hang on to Oliver Burns here.
It will be an interesting finish. Will Orchard, has he run his race? in third position. Maybe that gap is
Starting to look
getting a
down.
bit.
He looks a bit tired.
He is looking a bit tired, and Oliver Burns is looking the opposite as he charges around the back of that discus cage in the back straight. 180 metres to go as they both trip on the rail. Did the rail just, one of them tripped and then just kicked off into the track zone.
Almost a commentator's curse there.
Yeah. Oliver Burns and Billy Schwingler, they've made the race their own. Sat, all in that top 5 that whole race. And Swingler, the athlete from Camberwell Grammar, have a look at him on the outside. Will he take Burns in the final metres of this 1500? He will, and he does it with style, stopping his watch just in front of the line just to make sure, in case the timing didn't quite catch that. What a run, Billy Swingler.
Right on 4:30.
Nice work. You'll recognise that singlet now.
We will. Never forget.
Actually, we were so focused on the singlets, we didn't even mention the toothpaste-coloured shorts. Love that.
And he's got the next percents on.
He has an extra cents on. A young whippersnapper like that wears the next percents on the 1500 metres, and I have to drag myself around 7.5 laps last week in spikes, and I think I can still do it with fresh calves. I'm an absolute fool. And this lad goes out and runs a 4:29, let's call it. Let's get it under 4:30, 4:29.